I would love to know what is IQ and how we can develop that.
Well, we live in an age where there are more and more types of intelligence that people are talking about.
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, relationship intelligence, spiritual intelligence. And then there is the second IQ that's not intellectual intelligence, our intelligence quotient, but our integrity quotient, our integrity IQ. And that's the IQ that I focus on.
And do you think we can develop that? I'm sure, but
well, if we can't, there's no hope for me.
yeah.
Yes, of course we can.
And how we can do that?
Well, what's interesting to me is that it's not so much about developing it as it is about reclaiming it. Because for me, integrity intelligence is something that is wired into who we are as human beings.
From the birth.
From birth.
Yeah,
exactly.
maybe more.
Yeah. Because what integrity is grounded in, and let me backtrack for a moment if I could, because I want to say something brief about how the dictionary defines integrity.
Yeah.
It defines integrity as a state of being whole and complete in relationship to some code of ethics or morals. But the problem with the definition is who defines what whole and complete is, and what set of morals and ethics are we talking about? So the dictionary definition is philosophically interesting, but it falls in a category that I refer to as true but not useful. However, in my study of sustainably happy people and how sustainably happy people, what they have in common with each other that's different from what people who aren't sustainably happy have in common with each other, I came to understand that all of us have three core drives that we're born with. The drive to be who we truly are, which is our drive for authenticity. The drive to bond with others, which is the drive for connection. And the drive to influence the world around us, which is our drive for impact. And the great breakthrough for me in understanding what sustainably happy people were telling me, because sustainably happy people don't select one of those forms of happiness over the other two. They live at the intersection of all three. So they report that they do feel like they are being who they truly are. They feel bonded with people who are important to them. And they feel like they have positive influence in whatever their chosen spheres of influence are. The breakthrough for me was that authenticity translates into self-integrity, connection translates into relationship integrity, and impact translates into collective or societal integrity. And when we have that definition of integrity intelligence, we have a way of understanding that it's not about developing our integrity intelligence. It's about reclaiming our birthright and understanding that it is not possible to separate or divorce integrity and happiness because they're one and the same.
So the happiness is a kind of consequence of a true integrity.
Happiness is a consequence of true integrity, and true integrity is a consequence of authentic, real, three-dimensional happiness.
Great. I love that. Yes, I have a question before this one. Why we have to reclaim that?
Well, for three basic reasons that are tied with these three core drives. I needed to reclaim my happiness because for the first 35 years of my life, I was absolutely certain that I was on this planet, in this life, as punishment. I had moments of feeling joy or happiness, but I didn't have sustainable happiness because I was convinced of something really self-defeating about myself. And it was not until I was 35 years old that I finally started to consider the possibility that maybe I was wrong that I was here as punishment. See? So first and foremost, I owe happiness to myself, because otherwise what I have to offer the world, I offer with such a sense of heaviness and intensity and self-importance that who would want to learn from me, right? So first of all, it's about being happy for me. The second reason is because people want to be in connection with people whose hearts they can touch. And for me, happiness doesn't mean being in a state of joy all of the time. For me, happiness means being in a state of connection and relationship with my full range of emotions, where they don't rule me, but they're actually teaching tools that are constantly helping me understand my relationship with myself and my relationship with the world around me. And so happiness is important for me in terms of relationships. And the other part of happiness for me is, in order for me to fulfill my life purpose around social change, I can't do that well if I'm not being a light in the world. If you look at a figure like a Nelson Mandela or a Martin Luther King,
Gandhi,
or Gandhi when he was presenting to the public, these people are, and many others, Mother Teresa, looked very happy. Their own inner joy was infectious. That's not to say that each of these human beings didn't have their moments of suffering and misery. They all did. But they were able to tap into that wellspring of joy. And it was their sense of joy and their sense of purpose that inspired the world around them. And if they were heavy, unhappy, tormented souls, they wouldn't have drawn as many people to them as they did.
It's great. I love that, yeah.